I don't really feel like theory crafting or even necessarily thinking about all these story related things for the next upcoming Kingdom Hearts game at the moment, which is really random coming from me. Maybe this sprouted from the Recoded video that I talked about, but I'm really feeling like talking about everything the next Kingdom Hearts game needs. Now, I'm going to get more into these Kingdom Hearts kind of videos, but a lot of the Kingdom Hearts videos are going to be more styled like this going forward, just because talking about Kingdom Hearts is fun. I don't need to necessarily be going on about the story in order to have fun, but these are things that I feel most people would really freaking enjoy if Kingdom Hearts decided to include things like this one day. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is a multiplayer mode. It can go by many names, multiplayer mode, but I also specifically want to call it a mission mode. Now, it essentially just needs to be an upgraded Mirage Arena. Now, before you end up casting that aside, thinking you know what I'm going to say, there is a lot I really want to unpack here. At its core, it needs to have missions to where maybe you'll be able to explore a world by yourself, or if you want with friends, you know, you can get unique with the whole thing. You can go and have to get certain requirements like, oh, you and your party of friends have to go and hunt down this Heartless in this world. So say you get thrown into, I don't know, the pirates world, and you and your friends get tasked with finding this specific Heartless that's hidden somewhere in this world, and you have to dispatch it. You have to, you know, take care of it. I think that would be really freaking cool. It could be Heartless, Nobody, or Unversed, but I still think that general idea is pretty cool. Another mode could be where you actually have to race friends, and no, I'm not talking Birth by Sleep style, but you'd actually have to use the movement and mechanics of the game to reach your destination. So you'll need to wall run, you'll need to avoid stage hazards, maybe throw the Rock Titan in there as an actual map obstacle you'll have to get past that they'll actually be actively trying to hinder the players' progress. You'll have to utilize things like flow motion to go faster and evade enemies, and use quick step to traverse to faraway places, all in an attempt to reach the goal first. I think this kind of idea is way cooler than putting us in these stupid Keyblade transformed cars. I mean, they look cool, but it was executed pretty poorly, but I guess it's as good as it could have been for a PSP game essentially. But of course, we need a regular battle mode where Dissidia style one-on-one battles can take place between friends on a variety of different maps as an arena. You can say you can have an Olympus styled one, you can have a Frozen styled one, a Pirate styled one, etc. Levels and stats are completely leveled off to keep it fair, but the shortcuts are completely up to the player to decide. But I'd also want an arcade mode where, like in Birth by Sleep, you'll have to take out wave after wave of randomly generated enemies that get tougher as you go. But by wave say 30, you could be fighting a boss with tons of enemies around, for example, instead of just say the boss itself. Now, this last part isn't a mode, but if you can refight any story boss you want just by going to where the boss fight happened in the story mode, it would be splendid. That way you don't have to make saves before each of the fights to ensure you can refight them without replaying the whole game again. But going forward, I'd want a tournament mode too, added on top of the arena mode I brought up before, to where if you make a lobby, say you can get 10 or 20 people, just throwing a random number there, you can set up a tournament Dragon Ball styled. Everyone does their round one fights one-on-one with each other, and the winners proceed to the next round. Others can join the lobby as spectators in the stands, being able to watch the battle from either fighter's perspective. I think that would be really freaking cool. I want leveling up Keyblades to come back too, but fuse how Series Pass has done it collectively. As we use the Keyblade, it not only has a temporary level up as we fight like it does in Recoded, but adding more combo attacks, boosters, and different finishers, again like Recoded, and more. But I want a permanent level up like how KH4 handles it, but as you gather materials you can find in the other mode, like I said before, where you explore the world with friends, you can use those materials and resources to level up the Keyblade, and it actually changes its appearance too, to show that it's actually been leveled up. However, if they're going to do this, I want an option to choose any appearance you want after unlocking it. So say if you don't like the level 3 look of this Keyblade, but you can decide to keep the benefits of level 3, but keep the appearance of the level 1 or level 2 style of the Keyblade if you so choose. It kind of goes without saying, but side quests would be amazing for Kingdom Hearts. I'm not expecting something Majora's Mask level, but things that make, the NPCs feel like they're actual real people and the world actually feel lived in. It would be really cool, even with, tiny mini stories like saving a lady's grandson from some Heartless because he disobeyed her by going out to explore the woods of Twilight Town at night on his own. I think fusing the command system and the traditional system is possible, but this is just what I'm throwing at the wall here and seeing if it sticks. But if you guys disagree, I'd like to know why and, things that would make it not really work. But if you were to make it to where you equip magic for your shortcuts and stuff, you could also equip commands like Strike Raid and Blizzard Edge and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. It might take away from Situation Command in some areas, but I feel a soft fix for that would be just make Situation Commands even more unique than they were before. Alongside that though, after beating the story once, I think making it to where you can play through the game again as other characters would be really, really cool. Though I think this would be pretty difficult, though we're starting to be able to do that with KH4 modding, thankfully. It's taking a ton of effort. This is something difficult that I feel not only is just programming wise, it'd be kind of difficult because you actually have to make each of these bosses able to be beaten by each of these completely different, playing styles of each of these characters. But what I think it makes it even more is the more characters that you actually are able to play as, the more difficult it will be to program even a single boss. So I think the most difficult decision would be making who to play as would be the most difficult thing. I think that's going to be tricky because you kind of can't please everyone in this aspect, but I think getting the basics like the whole Destiny trio, the whole Sea Salt trio, and the whole Wayfinder trio, I think would please most people. Of course, there's going to be those people who want to be able to control all of the good guys. Of course, that would make Naminé, that would make Donald and Goofy. You want to be able to control them individually. You'd want to be able to control Mickey. You want to be able to control maybe Isa, things like that. And even then, not even just the good guys. Some people might want to be able to play as the villains. You know how like in Days on the DS, you were actually able to play as all the organization members in the mission mode. So I think that was really freaking cool, especially since they all had their own weapons. You can wield pizzas as Axel. So I thought that was pretty cool. But getting away from modes and stuff though, I think being able to customize designs of characters, going a step further from 0.2, mind you, being able to change the color and design of the clothing would be really cool. Don't like plaid? Then you can try watercolors. This may seem difficult to do, but I think there are games of other genres that can pull this off, so I think if Square put their mind to it, they could easily get this accomplished. But I think you should also be able to swap outfits with other characters, like Sora swapping outfits with Roxas from KH2, and then play the game as Sora like that, or with Sora with an organization cloak, and more. Of course, you'd be able to do this for each of the characters. Maybe you could play as Aqua in Kyrie's KH3 outfit. Things like that I think would be pretty cool. Now there's a ton more I could add, like more Final Fantasy characters, more story with them, fights with them, Dragon Quest fights and cameos, even bigger worlds, returning old ones, custom Keyblades, and so much more. But I think what I did cover kind of would make most people's dream come true. If you found anything in this video something that you would really enjoy, definitely let me know in the comments below. I really enjoyed making this video. I found myself kind of getting burnt out or not really enjoying making videos on Kingdom Hearts as much recently, but this one I feel like I need to go with more of this kind of video to where I can just talk about whatever I want Kingdom Hearts, not anything one centralized topic, but just a variety of what ifs. What if Kingdom Hearts is just a really cool thing for me to talk about? So if I upload more Kingdom Hearts as of late, it'll probably be along those lines. So I think those will be pretty fun, and I think it's something that you won't really see on another channel. So I think it'd be a reason, if you like Kingdom Hearts videos from me, then I think this would be something you can't get from another, say someone who makes Kingdom Hearts content. But let me know if you guys enjoyed any of these things, or if you have your own ideas, let me know in the comments below, please. I'd really appreciate that. I try to respond to a lot of the comments as I can. But thank each and every one of you guys who made it to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me as our community grows, more opportunities present themselves. So I really do appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is KingdomAce, and remember, my warriors of courage, to stay strong, stay beautiful, and always look skyward.